Hey guys, it's Kylie. Welcome back to my channel. If you have not already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button because that would be cool. Today we are going to be talking about wedding makeup. Now I know there are a lot of videos about the makeup that people are wearing and like how they're doing the makeup, but there are a lot of things that people don't talk about and people don't think about when they're going to be doing their own makeup for their wedding. So that is what we're going to be talking about today. So if you're getting married, I hope you watch this and find a few helpful tips. I am going to be doing my makeup at the same time, so it's not just boring watching me do my makeup. And if it is a product that I do recommend for your wedding day, I'll let you know. By the way, you hear that? That's going to be running throughout the video, so I do apologize. One thing that I do prefer doing right now in my makeup, and I have found my skin looks so much better when I do my makeup like this, is doing my contour and highlights first, then applying my foundation over top of it, because then it gives it more of a, it's coming from within instead of stuff piled on top of each other. Now I did learn this trick. I saw Samantha Ravndal do it first, I believe, and then I saw Tati do it. I am just contouring the places that I normally contour, and then you can just watch. So one of the main tips that I will tell you during when you are getting ready for your wedding, first of all, you need to spend time way ahead of time getting to know your face. You need to know your skin type, the shape of your face. So when you go to do your makeup, one, your skin type depends on the foundation, the moisturizers, everything you use. So that is one thing you need to figure out right away. Your face shape, knowing your face shape will help if you are planning on contouring. So then you can figure out how to contour, if you want your face longer or wider or slimmer, whatever. And you need to start taking care of your skin months in advance. You can't just the month of your wedding just start, okay, now I'm gonna start exfoliating and now I'm gonna start taking care of my acne. I know I look crazy now, it'll look better later. This is something you need to start doing months in advance. For one, if you start using a new product and it doesn't work on you and it makes your face worse, then you're kind of screwed. Taking care of your skin, which you should be already, but if you don't yet and you want like great looking skin on your wedding day, you need to start ahead of time. Now some of these tips may not be in order, so we will see. By the way, I did moisturize before. Oh, I forgot primer. Shoot. Oh well, I'm taking this off anyways. I ain't going nowhere. One product that I highly recommend is Too Faced Do You foundation. This foundation, first of all, it smells amazing. It's my favorite foundation. I have talked about it on this channel before. There is a review over it. It's amazing. Whether you have dry skin or oily skin, it's amazing all around. Now I know when people with oily skin hear the word dewy, it kind of makes them back off and are like, no, it's not gonna work with me. I am here to tell you, it will work. My friend Jessica, she's been on my channel before, has oily skin, like very oily skin, and one time I saw she posted a video on Snapchat of her skin after wearing a foundation during the day, and it hadn't even been that long and her face was so oily. She's like, I could cook an egg on this. I told her to check out this foundation. Worked amazing for her. She's got oily skin and it worked amazing. I have very dry skin. Works amazing. I was in I think it was like 98 degrees the other day. It was really hot out. I was outside for a long time at the fair. My foundation did not budge. It looked amazing all day, which I think setting it correctly also helped, but it looked amazing at the end of the night still. So I think this is a foundation that on your wedding day is a great pick. I do want to mention quickly, if you have the budget for it in your wedding budget, I highly recommend you go to a professional and get your makeup done. Look up some reviews. Find somebody good, ask for recommendations. These people are trained to do it. They spent a lot of money on school to do your makeup and make you look amazeballs. And I think it is one thing that you will not regret spending the money on. Yes, it can sound expensive, but in the long run, when you're looking at your pictures, you're gonna be like, wow, I am so glad I looked great. That is one thing I regret from my wedding, because when I look back at my pictures, I'm like, girl. On to my next tip. Have an idea of what you're going to do. Look up pictures, search on Pinterest, whatever you need to search on, but find pictures and have an idea of what you're going to be doing. Again, months in advance. You cannot do this the month of your wedding. You need to do this months in advance, because if you just all of a sudden the month or the week of your wedding decide, okay, I need to figure out what I'm going to do, you're not going to have any time to practice or anything. You need to have an idea months in advance of what you want to do. Then, if you have a reference photo or just an idea in your head of what you want to do, I forgot my blush. Make a list. Make a list of all the makeup products that you need, starting with skincare. That includes if you need to fix any blemishes or if you had trouble with acne or anything, get that stuff taken care of first. Get your moisturizers in order. Skincare also involves moisturizers. You absolutely need a moisturizer. If you do not have one already, go get yourself one. If you need a new foundation, write that on the list. Setting powder, write it on the list. Figure out what items you need, write them down on the list, so then you can go to the store, check it out, search on YouTube, look at reviews, be like, is this a good product? Maybe. Is this? Yeah. Okay, cool. Which brings me to another tip. Go to Sephora and get samples. Ulta, I have found out, does not do samples of very many things. So I suggest going to Sephora. If there is something at Ulta that Sephora doesn't have, then you're just going to have to try it out. You can always return products. But I do, especially with foundation. Why do I always lose my things? Especially with foundation, go to Sephora and get samples. You can get several samples at once. You do not have to just get one. So if you have a foundation in mind, be like, okay, I'm going to get this one, but you can ask for recommendations. Then they'll be like, okay, that one's good. Great. Give me a sample of that. Get samples so you can try them out first. Again, this is something you need to do months in advance. You cannot choose a foundation the week or the month of your wedding, because you have to take the time to test the foundation out. Some foundations may look fantastic when you first wear them, and then it turns out, okay, one, it's not your color. Two, it didn't last the way you thought it was gonna last. It's not what you thought it was. So you need to give yourself time to figure out if the foundation works for you or not. And this goes with a lot of the makeup. That's why you need to prep in advance. I can't say that enough. You can get more samples of just foundations too. If you need a setting powder, you can get samples of setting powders. Then when you find something that you're like, okay, I like this one, buy it months in advance and start trying it out, because again, you may like it for a month and find out it doesn't work. You need to do a full day wear test, make sure it's gonna sit on your face well, all that stuff. My next tip, set your face a million times. I have been using the Smashbox primer water, and I also have the Too Faced Do You setting spray. I like them, and then I spray them, dry them, and then take my beauty blender to make sure it's pressed in the skin and that I don't have any watermarks on my face. But I apply it several times, usually after all my layers of powder and my face makeup is done. Then I will do it again after all my eye makeup is done, and then again when my full face is complete. I don't think there's any such thing as oversetting your makeup. So set, set, set. Another recommendation as we move on to our eyebrows, get them suckers tweezed before your wedding. Another tip, now this goes along with whether you're going to somebody professional or not. If you plan on fake tanning for your wedding, you have to fake tan in advance, because one, you want to make sure the place you're getting fake tanned is going to look good. And two, if you plan on getting a fake tan or spray tan, whatever you want to call it, and you buy a foundation, and then after you tanned, your foundation ain't gonna match your body, because your body's gonna be tan and your face is gonna be white. So that is one thing I recommend. If you find a foundation in advance that you really like and you've already purchased it, after you get your fake tan, go into Sephora or wherever, get a sample of that foundation, in whatever shade your tan is. Take it home. First of all, make sure it's actually your shade, because in store it can look different. And then, first of all, if the sample is enough to get you by, just use that, so then you don't have to buy another one. Otherwise, you're just gonna have to buy another one. I have to finish my brows. I can't talk and do this at the same time. Okay, so you have the idea in your head of what you're gonna do. You've got most of your makeup. Don't buy any new makeup the week of, unless, like I said, with the foundation, if you need a new shade or something, that's okay. Otherwise, you need to be using the makeup you're gonna be using months in advance to make sure it works. Make sure you know what you're doing. All of the above. Okay, you got that. Another thing you need to do is wash your brushes. If you are working with clean brushes, it is going to make your life so much easier. Brushes do not perform the same when they are dirty. So on your wedding day, make sure you're using clean brushes. This is going to give you the best application possible when your brushes are clean. Plus, if you had just used a brush with some like black eyeshadow or maybe some blue or green or something, and then you put your brush on your eyeball and don't have your brush clean, then you might end up with like a black or green or pink eyeball because you didn't wash your brushes. This is another product I recommend. It's the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. I love these so much. This is what I prime my eyes with every day. Okay, I got my fresh glowy skin. I'm gonna move on to eyes. My next tip is for when you are doing your makeup and your foundation, think about where your dress ends. If you are wearing a strapless dress, one, you should always make sure you bring your foundation down the neck. But if you're going to be wearing a strapless, you might want to bring that even further down, especially if you have blemishes or anything on your décolletage area. You can cover that up with your foundation, and then it makes it look a little more seamless as well. Then you're not just like, oh, perfect porcelain skin, and then your normal skin. Not that your skin isn't bad or anything, but like for me, I like to make it look cohesive. Again, practice this beforehand. That's what I'm saying. Think about where your dress ends. Is it strapless? Do you have straps? What are you going to want to cover? Then you can even contour your little collarbones right here. Let's do that quick. Make them look a little more poppin', and you can highlight, which I love highlighting my shoulders and my collarbone. I just think it gives you that little like oomph, and it's so good. Again, this just helps make it look a little more cohesive, I think. This was not a contour shade. This was a bronzing shade. Do you see? It just gives it a little bit more. And you can bronze your boobies too, if you want to. You just, you know, stick it on there a little bit. And then to highlight, take my highlighter, highlight the collarbones, the top. I like to make them stick out a little bit, then highlight them. There's a little something, something. And then my favorite place to highlight is your little shoulders right here. See the difference? Pretty. Ooh, 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 ooh. Not. Ooh, ooh, ooh. We need more. Ah. Ooh. Yes. Just gives a little something, something. So think about where your dress starts and ends so you can make it all cohesive. Alright, so now you know what you want to do. You've got your products, maybe. Start practicing your look. This way, when you actually find, okay, this is the look I'm doing. You tried it out once, you're like, okay, this is, yep, I'm going to do this. This is how I want my eyeshadow, all this stuff. Keep practicing, especially if there's things that you need to improve on or want to improve on. So say everything looks great, but you're still not very good at your eyebrows yet, and you would like them to look a little better. Practice on your eyebrows. You don't have to do the full face, but practice on your eyebrows until you get them like, okay, these are the eyebrows I want. I'm happy with it. So then you practice the same exact look that you do, which first of all, you might want to write down the products that you're using so you don't forget. Like if you're using a certain eyeshadow palette, write it down so you don't choose the wrong palette and be like, oh shoot, what eyeshadows were those? Also, if you haven't picked out your look yet, take pictures of each look that you want to do, so then you can compare each look next to each other and be like, okay, this one I liked the eyeshadow the best. Okay, this one I liked the face makeup the best. This one I would change this. This one I would do this lipstick. You can compare them all, figure out what's going to look best on you, what you like best. You know, it just helps you figure it out. So take pictures and compare. So then again, after you know what products you want to use, how you want to use them, after you try it a couple times and you find out, oh wait, you know, this product doesn't work anymore, or it's not working like I thought it was going to be, or it's not lasting like I thought it would be, change up your primer. See if that might be it. Change up products one at a time, or you might just need to tweak one or two things here, but it's another benefit of doing your makeup ahead of time. Then you need to do a full day test, and you can do this multiple times too. So if you switch up a makeup item like your primer or your foundation, do a full day wear test and figure out if it's gonna hold up, what didn't, what lasted and what didn't. Continue to take your notes, figure out, write down, okay, this one worked, this didn't, this is what I'm actually gonna use, etc., etc. If you need to, if you got some friends with makeup, go to their house, try out products that they have that you may not. Be like, okay, you got that AMREZY highlighter, let me try that out, girl. And then you try it out and you're like, okay, cool, I love it. Can I borrow it on my wedding day? Or better yet, just go buy it so then they don't forget it on your wedding day, because you already have enough to worry about, sis. Which brings me to another tip. Actually, let's talk about highlight first. One of the things that I think you should not do on your wedding day is do full blast highlight. I love highlight so much, obviously, but the highlight that I have on right now I think is perfect, and it's the Benefit What's Up highlighter. It is a balm highlighter that I just patted on with my finger. It doesn't give that outer space look, it just gives that almost like glow from within type of glow, because this highlight, I think, might not be one of those things that sticks around in 10 years, 20 years. So you don't want to be looking at your wedding photos and being like, why can you see me from outer space? Who let me do that? So this goes along with every makeup product or everything you do. I think natural on your wedding day, a natural makeup look is the best. Don't use anything crazy that you're going to be like, okay, in 10 years, is that going to be okay? Just, you know what I mean? Another thing to do is the week of your wedding, I would probably try to go fresh-faced. No makeup, just take care of that skin with your skincare, moisturize, all that stuff. So you give your face a break and help it be the best skin it can be on your wedding day. Another tip is to pack your makeup bag in advance. So the week of that, you're not going to be wearing any makeup. I guess during your rehearsal dinner you'd want to wear makeup, and that's the night before, or not necessarily the night before, but typically it's the night before. But have your makeup bag packed in advance, so then you're not doing your makeup on your wedding day and like, oh crap, I forgot this. Pack it in advance so you know what you have, make sure you got it. And again, this is why you make a list, so when you're packing your makeup, you know what to pack and you don't forget. Another thing to check after you figure out what makeup look you're going to be doing, don't forget to check it inside and outside to make sure you like the looks of it. That's, again, take lots of pictures of your makeup looks, indoors, outdoors, to make sure no matter what lighting you're in, you're gonna like it. Another thing is there are a lot of items that have SPF in them, and if you're going to be outside on your wedding day, you obviously need SPF. But there are some items that will give you flashback on the camera, so it'll make your face look super white. So you need to be careful with those things, and that's another reason that you take pictures and figure out in advance what you're going to be doing. I think setting powders are the worst for that. They're the worst ones that make your face really white, so be careful. I think the last tip that I'm going to leave you with, I think that's all I can think of right now. That was a lot, right? You got a lot of tips? I hope so. Ooh, no, 2 more. As far as lipstick goes, I love regular lipsticks because they're soft and make your lips supple and they're not going to suck the life out of them, but a matte liquid lipstick is going to be your best friend because it's not going to transfer. So when you're giving your new hubby his kiss, it's not going to be all over his mouth. And then when you're drinking out of your fancy wine glasses, then it's not going to transfer all over there. And, you know, so a matte liquid lipstick is amazing, although they are very drying, so that's up to you. Some of them are pretty good. Not all of them are like, so again, take care of your lips. That goes along with skincare. Make sure you're lip scrubbing. Make sure you're balming. Make sure your lips are luscious and plump beforehand. But for real, okay, the last thing I'm going to leave you with is, again, going along with the practicing your makeup thing. If you can, go and practice your makeup in the spot where you're going to be doing it on your wedding day, because you may be used to all this gorgeous lighting that you're using at home or wherever you're doing it, and then you go to where you're doing, like if you stay in a hotel, they have shitty lighting. So if you can go in there, I don't know, or if you are going on vacation, like, okay, I'm staying in a hotel, I'm going to practice my makeup now, do it. Because you get there on your wedding day and your lighting sucks. It's going to be a lot harder to do your makeup. It's easier to miss spots when you're doing your foundation, and it's going to look different. So if you can, do your makeup in the place that you can do your makeup on your wedding day. Anyways, I think that is all for today. I hope you learned a thing or two. If you have any good makeup tips for your wedding day or just in general, please leave them down below. I forgot to set my face again. Leave your tips below. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and we'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.